maintenance of hospitals, maintenance of roads, maintenance of seawalls, maintenance of infrastructure overall. This has to become part of the contracts that we deliver for the infrastructure development in the future, so that the person who is building it is also going to be responsible for maintaining it, and they will lose money if they don't build it to the kind of specs which are going to be able to maintain and stand the test of time. But challenges such as climate change affecting our oceans, I mean, we're looking at a huge issue with respect to our, we are a country which lives off of tourism, and when climate change is bleaching our coral reefs, we can't maintain them, if we can't sustain them, if we can't sustain our mangroves, then how are we in fact going to maintain our tourism product? Sea level rise, all of a sudden we have no beaches. So there is an integration, and this goes back to the ESG, right? This goes back to ESG. If you are pumping sewerage into the sea and you are polluting the sea, if you are pumping fertilizer runoff into the ocean, you are depleting our ocean. But if you don't think about the consequences of your actions, which most people don't, then you in fact are going to have to pay the price later on. So I think that, you know, this whole business of partnerships is going to be important in dealing with this, because climate change is very costly. And unlike other large first world countries where the state is paying for, say, electrification, we don't have that happening here. We have to finance it ourselves. So this business of public-private partnerships in order to build an infrastructure which is resilient for the country is going to be critical and important, and we need to make sure that we're building an ecosystem around that which is going to be supportive of it going forward.
Okay, demographics. I haven't checked the figures recently, but I think something like 10% of the workforce has a pension on the public sector side, the private sector side. Right. So it is higher on the public sector side, but you know, that basically means that most people have no pension. Part of the problem, of course, is that other than the issue of contract employment, which is a whole issue in itself, you know, a large portion of our economy is still informal. So, you know, we work with an ID number, I believe, of about 40% of GDP is meant to be informal. Whether that's the right number or not, well, it's difficult to gauge, but if you think about it, well, you have lots of policy, you have lots of taxi drivers and all kinds of people who don't have no pension. My view is we need to think seriously, not just about, you know, saying that all regular employees have a pension, not just about as a mandatory type thing, not just about, okay, well, can we make contract versus not, versus permanent, which is another issue. But we need to think about, let's just pick on taxi drivers. Can we do something that allows people in the informal sector to save for their future? There are initiatives that I believe are going on, and some of which have been looked at by the World Bank. And I happen to be in touch with a gentleman